So we're joined post-match by Zane Littlejohn. A really strong club, Werribee, very proud reigning premiers. A really tough place to come down here to win games of footy. What are your immediate thoughts in the aftermath of today's vital 4 points?
Yeah, look, without getting ahead of ourselves, we're really proud of, I guess, the way everyone prepped this week in particular. So from our coaches to our players, all our staff, medical, all of that, just prepared the group to come and play the way that we want to play. So that's really pleasing. Immediate thoughts is really proud of the group and the whole football club at Box Hill, the way we prepped the game this week and ultimately executed on the day.
Obviously, it was important to do a few things, bounce back after last week's result and start well. How did you think those two things could have worked in concert, I suppose?
Yeah, although Werribee dominated the territory early in the game, I was just really proud for our guys to sort of have the mentality to stay fat and continue to try and play the right way. Where I reckon last week we went into our shells and went really safe, I guess, in a way. So I was just really proud of the group not to go into their shells this week and continue to play the right way. And I thought we saw in the second, third quarter we broke the game open in those phases, which was really pleasing. And I guess, as I mentioned, the most pleasing is we did it how we wanted to do it.
Was there anything in particular that the boys did well in that second quarter to wrestle momentum away?
Oh, I think we went in with really an undermanned midfield today. In the ruck, no Reeves, who we've had all year. Then there's no Huswaite McGuinness, who we've had to go through there as well.
Bailey McDonald's had a good year for us.
Yeah, Bailey McDonald. So I thought, underman, Sam Butler spent some time in there, Cody Anderson spent some time in there, Lane Ward spent some time in there. It was really pleasing how those guys held up in there, really tough against a really good clearance team. Not just pure clearance, but their pressure around clearance is elite. So our ability to withstand that and be really composed, which again last week I don't think we were. We panicked, coughed the ball up too easily, but we got caught holding the ball a bit today, but I was okay with that because it means that our boys were really comfortable with ball in hand and we want to continue to harness that.
You spoke a bit about it during the week and obviously say as much as you're comfortable saying, but something you've spoken a bit about, you kind of even touched on it before, is be us. Was this week's performance just a case of we were more us than we were last week?
100%. And like I think I mentioned, what the pleasing thing was this week, every week, and I've said this last week, I'm pretty sure, every week the opposition are going to try and stop you from being you and doing what you did well. But the beauty is, Werribee did that in periods and long periods of the game, but we kept trying to go back to who we were and what makes us a good football side, tough in the contest and the likes. And ultimately, eventually, they can only sustain their way for so long, and our way took over for bigger periods of this game and ultimately get the reward.
It just came to me now. It'd be remiss of me not to mention the performance of Matt Hill on the day, who's obviously a really interesting development prospect, and sort of most or more of what he can bring to the table came together today than we've seen in the previous sort of 5 and 6 weeks. How did you appraise his performance?
Yeah, well, the thing with Hilly, every game he's played, even when he was playing as a back, he's hit the scoreboard. So he's got an outs to find the scoreboard, which is really pleasing. And in particular, when you're a forward, that's what you want your forwards to do, try and hit the scoreboard. But his pressure, he has elite speed. So to see him bring that and harnessing that, and he's still learning the other intricacies of the game. He's running patterns, leading patterns, but we're not, he's showing scaffold his learning, and we're scaffolding his learning through making sure he brings pressure, has great love, and he's tough, and he's showing that stuff right now, which is really pleasing.
And then lastly, another really good test for us, both in the terms of the season and even historically, up on the Gold Coast next week. What are your thoughts as we forecast ahead to that?
Yeah, well, we played, obviously these guys, wherever we played them today, they won the flag in 203, Gold Coast won in, 04, Gold Coast won in 03. So very tough to beat up there, obviously really healthy AFL list. So it's going to be a great challenge. I haven't coached a win up there yet, so we'll make sure we prepare. I think what we've done today or this week as a footy club is set the standard, the minimum standard for this football club. We need to keep driving that. It comes back to us as coaches and also the players. And if we do that and we play our way and we get beaten, you tip your lid to the opposition regardless of who it is. So we need to make sure we can harness that for long periods of the game.
Outstanding. Well coached, well said. We'll do it all again next week.
Thank you.